This is big unit strength, phase 1 upper body volume. So the first superset is chin-ups and dips, and this is my favorite superset for the upper body in any type of program, any type of movements. I do this superset every single week of my own training personally for the last 6-7 years at least. So go up and grab the bar so that when your palms are facing you in the supinated grip, you're going to be working biceps that bit more, but obviously still plenty of back work as well. So full range of motion is crucial, all the way to the bottom and up, chest touching the bar. So you'll see he's not going chin forward at the top, it's more of a chest up. So head back a little bit at the top and chest to bar. So that's going to make you be able to do less reps, but you will be working your biceps and your back muscles a lot harder. Let's go for 2 more. And make sure that squeeze the bar, chest to bar, excellent. And 1 more. Super, well done. So you're trying to get a good bit of volume done across maybe 3-4 sets, build up to 30-40 total reps. Do that for 6 to 8 weeks, and then you start adding weight. Very, very simple, but very, very effective for building a lot of strength and muscle in your arms and your upper body. This is the weighted tricep dip. So step forward there. So the first thing, you just want to make sure you grab the bar just wider than shoulder width, so just outside your pockets. And for a weighted set, obviously attach the weight with a belt. If you can use a dumbbell between your legs. But I would highly recommend that you invest in a belt if you haven't got one. So real deep, make sure your shoulders are going below your wrists. Oh, excellent. Let's go for 3 more. Squeeze, real low. Squeeze, 2. And 1, perfect. And as long as you're in the gym, you want to be doing really tough sets of dips and chin-ups. Chin-ups, you won't have to add weight that much, but dips, once you get your first 10, 20, 30 per session, you're going to start adding weight far more quickly, and all throughout your time in the gym, you'll be able to do weighted sets of dips, and this will make sure that your upper body is very, very developed, and you're finding your strength in things like bench press improve a lot quicker. This is the cable bicep curl, so pick up there. So when I'm training a session where I'm doing a lot of arms, I do 2 exercises for triceps and 2 isolation exercises for biceps as well. And the first isolation exercise for biceps is always contraction, and that's where I use the cable curl a lot. This time we're doing it with the straight bar, so it's all about that contraction. Get the bar up to your neck, up to your nose, and really focus on that peak contraction of the bicep. Squeeze at the top. And if you can fully contract your bicep and get a lot of blood in there, get it really pumped up, and then in the next exercise afterwards for the bicep, you're doing an exercise that fully stretches it out, you're going to work your bicep far more. This is a tip I got from John Meadows, and it completely changed my arms. At my last bodybuilding show, my shoulders and arms were my weak points, and I brought them both on a lot with these simple tips, focusing less on weight and more on the order of each exercise, and learning how to fully contract and fully stretch the bicep and the tricep. So squeeze up, bring the bar to the nose, squeeze up. Oh. Excellent, done.
Work.
Good, and contract hard as you can the top. Good. This is the Scot curl. So you can go a wider grip or a narrow grip, but for this variation, we're gonna go the narrower grip. And to just grab the bar in the right position is a really important thing to do at the start. So if you grab it, the easy bar in different parts, it's gonna make it really, really awkward and sore on the wrist. As opposed to if you grab it in the right part, it's gonna make the exercise far easier to do from the start, and you'll be able to isolate your biceps a lot better. So what we're working on here, like most bicep curls, is just full range of motion. So go for 15 reps, big stretch at the bottom. And while other variations like the cable curl, you're working on the bicep contraction at the top, this you would do afterwards as a finisher most of the time on my programs. And what you're going to get out of that is to fully stretch a muscle that's already been exhausted through contraction. So again, like that mountain dog style of training, John Meadows style of training that's made a huge difference to the development of my arms, is to fully contract a muscle first and then use an exercise afterwards that fully stretches the muscle. Very, very simple, but very, very effective. So your standing bicep curls, your cable curls to fully contract first, and then finish by doing something like an incline curl or a Scot curl where the emphasis is far more on the stretch. Excellent. This is the tricep push-up. I absolutely love push-ups, and I do them every single week, twice a week. I put them in all my clients' programs. So move forward there. So as you get more advanced, they go later in the session, and this is a kind of a tricep finisher. So down to the bottom and up. So the tricep push-up, I don't like doing the diamond ones because it's very, very hard on the wrists, and I don't see how it works the tricep any harder than just having your hands about this much apart. So more like a W shape than the diamond shape. And with this one, if you keep your elbows tight to your sides, hips up higher, Martin, hips up higher. If you keep your elbows tight to the sides, you'll see that your arm is bending a lot. So elbows tight to the sides, and flex hard as you can at the top. And at this stage of the session, after doing dips first, you're going to feel your triceps completely exhaust. So 3-4 sets of 10 to 15 reps, and you'll find your triceps going to failure. And another reason why I love push-ups is because you can train them very, very safely to complete failure. So while loading yourself under a close grip barbell bench press or a heavy dumbbell might be a little bit more dangerous, you can train dips and press ups to failure with very, very little risk of injury, which is what it's all about. You want to find those exercises you can train very, very hard and very, very safely. This is the cable tricep extension, the perfect finisher for your push days, for your arm days. So step forward there, grab the rope as tight as you can. Again, you can do these a lot of different ways, a lot of different stances. But I prefer nice and close to the cable so that you're nearly underneath it. And then keep your elbows tucked to the sides. What you're trying to do is lock your tricep as hard as you can at the bottom. Remember, if you're not locking out fully on your tricep on these, you're defeating the purpose of the exercise. So as you get towards failure, okay, maybe you can't lock out fully, but for most of the reps, you want to make sure that you're locking out. So as you are up higher in the movement, so the top half, the tricep is working less, and the lower you go down, the closer you get towards lockout, that's when the tricep is working the most. So if you're not able to get to that position, just go a little bit lighter, make sure you start locking out fully. And the second you start doing that, you'll start feeling your tricep work far, far harder. Let's go for 5 more reps. Flex as hard as you can. What you're trying to do is flex the tricep as hard as possible with the weight. Chest up even higher. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Good, drive, drive, drive down. And one more. Flex hard as you can, lock out. Good. Well done. This is the overhead rope extension. I absolutely love this exercise for triceps, and it's very, very underused. So you can grab it there, Martin. You do need a little bit of shoulder flexibility to get into that position. So if you're completely new to the gym, maybe other exercises like dumbbell skull crusher or the cable tricep extension where your just arms are by your sides will be a little bit easier to get into that position. But I love this variation as you progress a little bit and to change up and use a bit more variety. So at the bottom of the movement here, you'll see that there's a full stretch on the tricep. And that's what's very, very difficult to get in a lot of tricep exercises, to get that full stretch. So let's go for 5 more reps. Real low at the bottom, squeeze up and lock out at the top. Real low, stretch, stretch, stretch. And okay, pause, slow down, and hold at the bottom. So when I'm doing this exercise, always, always, always on the last set, I make sure that I hold this position. So it's like an isometric contraction, and you're holding the weight in the stretch position. Hold it for 10, 20, 30 seconds until I literally can't hold the rope anymore because the burn or the sensation in the triceps. and that way you really exhaust your triceps, finish them to completion. Especially if you're after doing heavier tricep compound exercises earlier in the session. This is the band pull apart. So grab the band there, Martin. So the first thing before you start, very, very simple tip, is just to make sure you grab the band singly and not, you know, doubly like this. So that's the simple tip that at the start can make a big, big difference. A lot of people get that wrong. So the second thing is you want to grab it narrow enough so that you keep tension on the band the whole way throughout the set. So a little bit wider than that, I'd say, and bring it up to about chin height. Okay, and you can start your set there. Pull all the way back until the band touches your chin or touches your chest. Squeeze, squeeze, pull the band apart. And you want to be doing 60 to 100 reps of these per session. So once or twice a week, like similar to the band or to the face pull, you want to be doing 60 to 100 reps once or twice a week. And it's one of my favorite exercises for the health of your shoulder and for developing your rear delts. And remember, your rear delts are one of those muscles like the glutes. You're not going to make them too strong. So no one is having troubles with their shoulders because their rear delts are too strong. It's always the front delt or the anterior delt that's overdeveloped. So squeeze, and you should be getting a big, big burn on the rear delts. But once you get that big burn, remember, it's a safe exercise. You can train it to failure very safely. So keep going with the reps. The next tip is don't let your hands go back too far. So you want to keep your hands like that and your wrists good and strong. And squeeze back. Let's go for 5 more reps. 5, 4, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. 3, 2, and last one. Good job.